Hey, welcome to the Inkahustler podcast show. Bienvenidos. It's a podcast where we talk about life, culture, religion, food, politicians, travel, and more travel. Yes, it's a bilingual channel. Sí, hablamos español. And we're gonna start in less than 5 seconds. So, I'll see you guys there. See you, amigos. Hello, everybody. Hello. Today we're going to talk about Greenland. Yeah, Greenland. You know, the first time when I heard about Greenland, I thought it was green. That's what I thought the first time I heard about Greenland. Well, today we're going to have a special guest. He's from Greenland, and his name's Alex. He's a YouTuber from Greenland. Yeah. You know, Greenland is a remote place. The first time that I was in Greenland was about like 14 years ago, 14 to 12 years ago, because I went back. Actually, I've been in Greenland twice. Um, but I didn't really get to see Greenland because I was in this base. I was stationed in this base called Thule Air Force Base. Thule. Um, I was stationed there for about 6 months and then went back for about like only 2 months. So total of 8 months in Thule Air Force Base, and I didn't really get to see anything. So uh, we stopped in Nuuk, the city, the main city, but I didn't really get to see anything really. And I'm planning to go back to Greenland and know more about Greenland. Hopefully, in this year, at the end of this year. Um, um, I have a plan to go to Greenland. Also, guys, I just want to let you know that this is a bilingual channel. So most of my guests are from Latin America. So if they're going to be asking questions in Spanish, I'm going to be able to translate it. So me as a host, I'm going to be translating both of questions that they have. Okay. So we're going to talk about Greenland, and I'm so excited because we have Alex with me, and let's bring it to the stage. Let's see. Let's go. Where's Alex at? Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Yeah. Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Thank you for the nice intro, and I admired your intro that I was watching before entering this, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, pretty good. Joining here and yeah, having some difficulties getting joined, and I was feeling like a stupid person from the Zoom calls when you're Zooming your colleagues, but we we made it work, so hopefully we'll have a good talk. And
Yeah, I'm sure
yeah,
we're gonna have a talk. Definitely. Hey, tell me, how long you been living in Greenland, and yeah, how long you been living there?
at the moment, around 15 years. So yeah, I'm pushing 30 next year. So roughly half of my life. So I would say yeah, about 15 years. So I've been moving back and forth a lot between Denmark and
Mm-hmm.
Greenland, and then also been yeah, a little bit in the States and Australia during studies and stuff. So yeah, a little back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing some different things, and yeah, but now I'm back here in Greenland. Came back here in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly that was straight out of university. So I graduated university at the technical university in Denmark in Copenhagen, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
that I was ready to, all the nice speeches they hold at graduation ceremonies and saying, "Oh yeah, they need engineers." I'm a mechanical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need engineers, and you just go out on the job market, and everybody will love you. 7 months later, I still haven't found a job. So then I got contacted from like a friend of a family up here who
Yeah.
was running some stuff and asked, "Hey, Alex, so I heard that you finished, and what are you doing?" I said, "Yeah, right now I'm basically looking for a job." But so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got offered a job in the construction sector as a consulting engineer, and 2 weeks later, I packed my bags and moved back. I never thought I would move back to Greenland after after university, I thought I would be somewhere else on the planet.
Hmm.
Now I'm here, and I don't have any plans on leaving anytime soon. So
So tell me,
yeah,
since you moved from
and
Denmark, since you moved from Denmark to Greenland, what are the main difference that you see living in Greenland and Denmark? The main difference.
well, the main one is definitely the scenery. I mean, it's very flat in Denmark and lots of trees. Although that we actually do have trees here in Greenland, and one of the reasons why it's called Greenland was
Hmm.
basically the Vikings. They came to southern Greenland, and there it's green. But where most of the people live, like in Nuuk and Sisimiut and Ilulissat, like further up north, it's
Hmm.
not that green, as you would call it. But yeah, other main differences, yeah, people speak Greenlandic here.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, the scenery, people, of course, are different. The culture, I would say,
Yeah.
and also the more laid back lifestyle. Like coming from Copenhagen to Nuuk, then there's definitely a change in gears. You kind of go down in stress mode or go down in tempo once you get up here. So, and then also, yeah, the lack of people, or if you like it or don't like it, then there's just fewer people here. Although
Yeah.
we are almost 19,000 in Nuuk now.
Yeah.
So,
Population in Greenland is about 58,000, right? So 58,000. That's what I think. Last
yeah,
census.
56, 7, some, yeah.
Hmm.
So it's basically a small, yeah, um, yeah, a small town
Pop.
in any other country.
Yeah.
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 So,
So, since you've been living in Greenland for 15 years, and you say you found a job over there, you're working as an engineer, correct?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I
tell,
do something else now, but yeah,
so what you do now?
it's basically I work at Taylor Greenland, basically helping provide this internet we're using right now.
Yeah.
But within that place, uh, I help maintaining the buildings and that construction of new stuff. So
Mm.
basically the same stuff as I was doing before, but now I'm just the person who is doing the construction kind of thing. Like we are constructing, we are not consulting someone else to get stuff constructed. So a little bit of, yeah, a little bit of the same as I was doing before. So still, yeah, giving money
Hmm.
to the construction sector, which is really thriving here at the moment.
I heard that in Greenland you could get good salaries. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, it definitely depends on which career you have in education and background. So, for example, like getting a supermarket job, you will definitely not get paid as well as in, for example, Denmark, where they are very, you how do you say, where they really like give you fair salaries for almost any type of job.
Hmm.
So there you could get into some trouble. Um, what else? Yeah, but within like engineering and um, just three, 3 to 5 years of college in a sought after position here, then you could get fairly decent salaries. So probably comparable to Danish salaries, a little lower, but yeah, kind of yeah, Danish, Scandinavian salaries for some jobs that are sought after, mainly being yeah
Yeah.
construction
What
and
about the
then
hours?
also
You guys work
medical.
like 48, more than 40 hours, or depending on the job, probably, or most of the
Oh
jobs
yeah,
you guys.
definitely. The standard time for people to work here is 40 hours a week, which usually includes your lunch break. So 40 hours a week, so from 8 to 4, and then you get half an hour for your lunch break. So
Question.
that's a very normal one.
Question. What about over there? Like, because you guys depend a lot on the weather, right?
Oh yeah, we do. I'm sitting here watching a little storm outside. So oh yeah, and that's kind of funny. I was actually talking to
Yeah.
one of my friends about that yesterday. He's from Denmark, and then yeah, we had plans this weekend, but it was crappy weather, and we were supposed to go to a festival in one of the fjords, but it was raining and really windy, and we didn't get to go anywhere. So we had to change plans like from day one to day two, basically. And that's also what is kind of a cultural thing here in Greenland, the spontaneity. You know, people are more spontaneous compared to, let's say, like being in Copenhagen or in Denmark for that matter. Um, you basically have your life planned out at least for the next 2 weeks ahead. You know, like if you want to make plans, dinner plans with one of your friends or something, you at least have to give them 2 weeks before they're ready to do anything like meeting up and grabbing a drink or going to dinner and stuff. Yeah, that's fairly normal in Copenhagen actually. Like if you want, hey, you want to hang out, you can't really just say, hey, should we go for dinner or something?
Yeah.
Everything is very planned out, which is good and sometimes bad, you know. But up here, then people couldn't really rely as much on the infrastructure and the weather. So, I mean, if it's bad weather, then you just have to change your plans because you can't really plan yourself out of a blizzard or anything. So
Yeah.
that was a little side note on the spontaneity, which is that's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spontaneous. Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow. So, uh, question. People are asking right now: Are you Danish or you are? Did I know you're from Greenland? But I believe are you half and half, right? Or what are you?
Uh, I'm I'm 25% Greenlandic and 75% Danish.
Hmm.
So yeah, I look Danish and I speak Danish. So,
Mm,
but you know, we were also talking about that like backstage, kind of like when I
yeah.
get confronted with that question, you know, what are you really? And it's kind of okay. I mean, I usually just go with okay, I'm more Danish than I'm Greenlandic, but I would still say that I have, you know, I'm more attached to Greenland in that sense.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, and a lot of people actually get like trapped in that with, you know, are you Danish, are you Greenlandic? Because also like a lot of Greenlandic looking friends that I have don't speak Greenlandic. So then it's kind of like, okay, what are you really? So maybe
Hmm.
at least a
I
few
mean,
people I know.
yeah. Also depends. I mean, you grew up most of your life in Greenland, so you're from Greenland. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. And I live here
Mm.
now, pay my taxes here, so I guess I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, you earned the
Yeah.
citizenship, though. Obviously, plus
Yep.
Denmark and the territory, so it's a territory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
from them. Denmark. Greenland is a territory from Denmark, correct?
Yeah, it's a kind of a self-ruling uh, state, but there's still like Danish police and the foreign affairs. What a couple of months ago we had visit by what's your foreign minister from the States? What's his name? I forgot his name. But he stopped by here in
Hmm.
Inkahustler a couple of months ago. But Greenland can still not like make decisions on their own in that
Yeah.
regard. Then Denmark has to join in on that one. But it's a it's a topic that many people talk a lot about, and
Hmm.
most people kind of like want Greenland to, you know, go independent, which
Hmm.
eventually probably is going to happen in the future. But right now, I would say it's a matter of getting more money, more money in the bank before that
Hmm.
can be realized.
Yeah.
So it's a heavily
Yeah.
discussed topic up here, basically.
Yeah, I bet, I bet. Hey, so what about the locals there? I mean, the locals that are from there, are they um like really obviously they're the locals. Probably they are the ones that wants the to be Greenland, the young country, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I could also see some well, not really benefits at the moment, but eventually I would say it should be how it should be done. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, right now there's a lot of money coming from Denmark and like agreements and
Mm-hmm.
everything. It's a huge, huge job ahead
Mm-hmm.
to go completely on your own. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would say yeah, most people want it.
Mm-hmm. So I have a question here. Does the Greenlander citizens have the same rights as the Danish citizens?
Uh, by nature, you get a Danish passport, which is also one of the best passports in the world when you
Mm-hmm.
live here in Greenland. And you can travel, freely and work freely in Greenland or in Denmark for that matter. So, and same rights. I mean, when you live in Greenland, then the local laws apply to you, of course. And when you go to Denmark, the same applies. And for
Yeah.
me, I was a like a Greenlandic student in Denmark when I was studying, and then you actually get yeah benefits for doing that, of course, because you're away from family and stuff. But in that regards, you would say you get more out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like same rights. It's a little, what type of rights,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I understand the rights. Yeah, probably they mean the rights in general, like right to vote. Probably they mean that too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like from reading, like with, for example, Native Americans and stuff. That's basically a lot of horror stories that we are reading of over here. Then I would say that it's better
Mm-hmm.
in Greenland, and like Greenland is still in, you know, more in control of the country per se,
Yeah,
or at least
understood.
they, yeah, like more aggressive, maybe. I don't know,
Yeah, I
but
understand. Yeah, they got more control. Obviously, the people from Greenland of the territory a little bit more than other
yeah.
nations. Yeah. So now I know that you've been living in Greenland for more than 15 years. And what about over there? Like, what you guys do for fun? Because is there a lot of bars? How's the nightlife? How's everything over there?
Uh,
Tell us more about like hiking and outdoors.
oh
What is
yeah,
like? Tell us.
yeah. Like if you want to live in Greenland or go to Greenland, you have to be able to enjoy nature. That's a lot of the experience, being able to walk out and hike. Yeah, like yesterday, yeah, it was my girlfriend's birthday, and we also bought a boat, but basically a dinghy this year. So we have been boating like a ton. It's basically a 19 foot with 115 horsepower thing, open boat, so we can just yeah go wherever we want. So a lot of boating, yeah, hiking stuff. And after getting a girlfriend, I would say I haven't been doing that much of going to nightclubs and stuff, which is probably good for my liver. But we also have that stuff here with lots of bars. Um,
Re-
of course, yeah, of course, with like the restrictions of the Corona stuff,
Yeah.
then not as much used, but
Mm.
we do have that like bars and a small disco. I think there were what, one, two, like four.
So you can count the bars there.
Yeah, yeah. I would say four to 4 to 6 bars in Nuuk,
So it's a small
and then you
town. So
can, you know,
right.
it's what?
So it's a small town. Everybody know each other, right?
Not as bad as in, for example, Sisimiut, where I am. Well, basically my last name it's Olsen, and usually people they say that oh yeah the Olsens they are. They are from Sissimut, and the Leonards. So usually you can find out, okay, where the person originated from or where his clan is from based on his last name. So I lived most of my life in Sissimut. I lived, what, 8 years there, like finishing primary school and high school.
Yeah.
So there you can definitely feel the small time vibes. You basically, when you're driving around in your car, then you basically have to say hello to everyone, so you get, a little
Yeah.
sore in your hand, your finger extenders. So, but in Nuuk, it's not as bad. I mean, and I kind of like the anonymity of it. Not having to, like when you have maybe you're a little tired and you don't really want to go into conversation with anyone that day, and then now I meet that person, I have to be nice. But you don't really get that much here in Nuuk because
Mm.
there are more people that you don't know.
That's
But it is a
interesting.
small town. It is a small town, though.
Yeah, it is a small town because you can count the bars. Like on my city, I can't even count the bars.
Oh, no, no. But you were in New Jersey,
Oh,
right? Or New York,
yeah,
in that
right.
area? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy compared. That's why for me, it's like sounds like it's really really small town.
Hmm.
So question. So you said you were driving there. I heard like there is not too many roads over there. Last time I went over there, I remember. Not really. There were roads connecting, but they don't connect the whole country. Only Nuke, right? Am I right? Or can you
Oh,
tell
yeah,
us?
yeah. Basically, Greenland is one big island consisting of small island societies. So you don't really have any interconnected roads between the towns. Well, they are building one right now from Sisimiut to Garnslussuaq, where one of the international airports are. They're building that one, but besides that, then not really. So you have to take either an airplane or go by boat. So it's very expensive to go, like, traveling domestically.
Yeah.
But we do have roads. We do have roads, and we actually have a lot of cars now here in Nuuk.
Mm.
So we do get the rush hour, but it probably shouldn't be termed the rush hour. Maybe like the rush 15, 20 minutes ish, because it doesn't last a whole full hour. But there's still rush during that time.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Are you living there by yourself or your family, or you have family relatives around there, or how is it?
Oh yeah. I mean, my parents, they still live in Sisimiut. And
Mm.
then, yeah, I got the job offer here while I was in Denmark. So I moved here to Nuuk. I've also lived in Nuuk prior, like when I was around 6 years old, 6 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little weird to, when I came back here, then, of course I remember some stuff being like 8, 9, 10, and then going here as almost like, now I'm pushing 30, so like 20 years ago. So I still do have some friends from primary school, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I live in Nuuk, and I probably wouldn't move to Sisimiut now.
Yeah, it's such a small town, so I
Yeah,
know that.
yeah,
Yeah, you used to live there when you were little too. So Nuke is I think it's a little bit younger city, we can call it.
yeah, and also, yeah, more stuff happening, and basically most of my high school classmates I graduated with like 10
Mm-hmm.
years ago. I would say 80% of them have moved here to Nuuk, so
Mm-hmm.
it's just like set more people are going more towards the large city or town. Yeah, town. I guess we call it town.
Tell us, I
So,
have a question here from one of my followers. Have you seen the Mexicans there in Greenland?
I mean, my girlfriend is from Venezuela, so that's fairly close. And we have also had some 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 Chilean people.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I do believe there's one in Garnslussuaq, which is actually from Mexico, or was it some other country?
Mm.
But not that I recall of, but I'm pretty sure. that
Got you. What about the
that would
immigration
be.
there? You see a lot of people like from no from Denmark, if not from like other parts of the world, or no, really, you don't really get to see so many immigrants around there.
I mean, there has started to come like a more international crowd here in Nuuk now. Uh, like a lot of students and people working in the like the university fields, like studying stuff, PhDs within biology and that type of stuff. So there are coming more people, and it's also easier for. Well, I don't know the rules for the students, but I assume it's easier to get in if you just have to be here for a shorter time period as a student, because it gets a little difficult when you want to go, full-time employment and like live and pay taxes here. If you're not from any of the Nordic countries, then it gets a little problematic. Still possible, but you would have to be able to, you know, get into a little fight with the Danish immigration, because it's still the Danish immigration that's like handling people coming in here. So, and it can take a while, but I
Hmm.
think definitely think that's wrong because Greenland needs more people in order to, grow.
Yeah.
So it should be easy. It should be. I mean, if you have a good job and you have a good education and you're ready to provide something for society, I mean, it shouldn't take more than a couple of weeks for you to be able to come in here, in my opinion.
Hmm. That's really interesting. Really, interesting. So I have one more question here. Um, what local dishes, local food in general in Greenland do they have?
I mean, yesterday we had like reindeer. Um, yeah, reindeer a lot, and then muskox is also very popular.
Mm,
Mm, And then sometimes in the wintertime you get ptarmigans, which is kind of like a white pigeon that flies
oh,
around in the Arctic.
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
um, snow hares, and then also like fish. I mean, Greenland basically survives on the shellfish that we have
Hmm.
here, like shrimp and halibut. Very nice.
Yeah.
Like I would probably say that it's probably some of the best like shrimp and halibut that you can get in the whole world, because it's not so polluted
Organic,
up here.
like really
What?
organic, really
Oh
organic, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like I would say 99% organic. You never know with some plastic coming into the food chain, but 99% organic.
Hmm.
So I mean I really enjoy the reindeer and then halibut. And recently we have also started to eat like mussels and then making more of a.
I love
So
mussels.
oh yeah, so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Hey, do you ever eat a polar bear or a seal? They ask,
I have yeah, I have tried both, and
really?
I don't
Polar bear?
like. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
and I don't like either.
Yeah.
So because basically polar bear, although you can find them here in Nuuk, but then
Mhm.
they're definitely dangerous and very hungry. But like the polar bear meat, you have to cook it for so long because they're like some in Danish it's called trikiner in the meat, which is basically sort of poisonous for humans. So you have to
Mhm.
cook it for a long time before it's even edible for you. And by that time, then it's kind of, uh, I mean, it's a carnivore, so yeah,
Wow.
I don't like that. And seal either. Seal is very,
Mhm.
when you look at the meat, it's very filled with blood, like very bloody meat.
Wow.
So yeah, but some people like it, but just not me. I prefer reindeer and muskox.
Moscow. Wow, that's really interesting. But what you said, I'm gonna look on the internet because you mentioned something like a white pigeon. Like I wanna know what it is, and I wanna show it to everybody watching right now. The, let's see. You
Yeah.
say it was called. How you spell that again, so I can look it up again? Because I put just white
Uh,
pigeon.
yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah,
basically ptarmigan, so Ptarmigan. Ptarmigan.
got it. I see. Ptarmigans. Got it. I'm gonna show it right now on the link. So I wanna right now show it so you could see it too. And let's see if we're talking about the same thing because I don't want to like. Is that's what we're talking about?
Yeah, the white stuff. Yeah, the white one. Yep.
So that's what you eat.
Yeah. We shot some
Hmm.
this Easter. I usually go to Sicily to,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, say hello to my parents, but then also to go out and like on
How it's better than
dog
chicken?
sledding,
Better
and
than turkey? How does it taste like?
mm, I mean, it's kind of like a tough chicken that's been working out and eating correct.
Yo, that's the best
So
description I heard, bro.
yeah, but it's true. I mean, it has to find its own food, but like the meat is. I mean, I really like it. But it's, I would say, comparable to chicken, but still with a little gamey taste, I would say.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bird, bro. Seriously, it's a beautiful
Oh
bird
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like, is this in the wild, or you guys like raise it like chicken?
Oh no, it's in the wild.
Okay, got it, got it. Some people want to domesticate, those kind of birds sometimes, and like, yeah, but that's beautiful. That's a beautiful bear. Like, they come up like this, or they have different kinds like this ones, or you guys have this one.
I think the complete white one is a female, and then the thing with the red stuff is a male.
Oh
I think
wow,
that's
that's
how it usually is. Yeah. And then during the summer, then of course they changed their camouflage to more camo, so
oh,
they're not
like
completely white, sticking out. Yeah, like a transition.
I hear something in the background.
What?
I'm saying I hear something in the background. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. In my background, or
Yeah, is that a snow or something?
no, maybe some wind. I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
little
probably
windy.
probably it's the wind that we hear in the background.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, like ptarmigans is good. It's-
okay. Well, people is asking here. Axel is asking, do they have fast food in Greenland?
I mean, they do, and it's a little shame. I mean, we don't have any McDonald's and stuff, but we have a recently got one here in Nuuk called Sunset Boulevard, which is a Danish fast food chain.
Hmm.
But we also have the burgers and pizza. But I think they're starting to get too much of that stuff here. But I mean, people like it, so I guess that's why.
Hmm.
But I definitely saw some other cuisine in here.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's fast food. Yeah, like short answer.
So you guys have fast food then? Well, that's
Oh yeah.
yeah, burgers. Yeah, like you were saying. For some reason, I could hear something in the background. I don't know what's going on. Um, Now it's going away a little bit. You hear it? Probably
Oh
your sounds like a polar bear. That's what they're saying over there.
yeah, probably. Well, I live in a concrete building, so I don't think it's getting any attention.
Someone, somebody else says, sounds like someone is eating Doritos.
For real, then it is definitely my girlfriend. 1 second.
No problem, no problem. Sorry, guys, for the interruption.
Because
It was like, yeah,
yeah, she does like that stuff. And I'm trying to focus on.
yeah, yeah. We hear it, but now just a little bit. That's all. What I was gonna ask you too about Greenland. What about the weather over there? Since you guys depend on the weather, one is summer, one is winter time. Because I believe it's winter time all day, all year long. Or what about Nuke? Because Nuke has probably different weather, like you saying. Because Nuke, it's on the south, so it's more green, right? So can you tell us about the weather over there?
Oh yeah, I mean, in Nuuk we basically on the same latitude and longitude as Reykjavik in Iceland, so you have maybe give an indication of what weather we're talking about. But in the summertime, I mean, this summer we did have a few days like hitting 20 degrees Celsius, which was 70, 68, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So like
Uh,
still summery,
you
but
say 70, right?
yeah, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, isn't that 20 degrees
Like when?
Celsius?
Right now, or
Yeah, in July. Like July is basically like peak of summer, but it really depends on like each year is different. I mean, last year we had amazing weather from May until like August, but this year I'm so glad that we were able to. We went to Mallorca, like southern Europe and Spain, and because it's basically just been raining for like a month. So like it really depends on each year, but we do get summer. So
so? Yeah, the weather. Yeah, I see that the weather could get to 70s, which is really really nice. So that's a max. It could get to 90s too, or not?
uh, in the sun, of course, the temperature is different in the sun, but
Got it.
no, I wouldn't say so. But they did have a heat record in East Greenland this year of 23 degrees
Mm-hmm.
Celsius, which is like 70s ish.
Yeah, 75 max, 74. Yeah, around. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's what we're working with in the summertime.
yeah, yeah. For
So,
some reason,
but
here I still hear the noise. I don't know why. Probably it's the signal. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah,
Yeah,
well, that sucks.
yeah. It's like somebody's like I don't know, like eating Doritos or something. uh,
Okay,
let's see what we could do. I'm gonna try to just 1 second, okay?
yep.
Hey guys, there's something wrong with the audio right now, so we're gonna try to fix it. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I believe it's the um, cable in there. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna. Can you just? I'm gonna kick you out and then bring you back real quick. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's try it again. Guys, I'm sorry. This is a small break. We basically have some connectivity issues down in Greenland, so we're gonna go back. So it's really interesting. We're talking about Greenland, and this guy is from Greenland, and he's telling us everything about Greenland. And you have any questions, just feel free to ask, okay? So, si tienen alguna pregunta, cualquier persona que nos está viendo ahora mismo, siéntense normal, pueden preguntar la pregunta en español y yo la traduzco, no hay ningún problema. Okay, so we're going back to it. Let's see. Alex, the
Yep.
yeah, the sound is still going on. If you can like
Damn.
yeah, exit out and go back in, I'm sure it's gonna be fixed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, um, he's gonna go back. He's gonna be back with us right now. Um, uh, Now we're gonna read some of the comments right now, and I want to say actually hi to everybody here in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat room. Hi, Carla. What's up? Claudia. What's up, Claudia? Claudia is a friend from high school. If everybody don't know, Claudia is mi amiga in high school. What's up, Axel? It's a guy from Mexico. Francisca, what's up? Yeah, I mean, it was going to be in Spanish and English too. So it's going to be in both languages. Cesar, what's up, Cesar? El ratoncito, what's good, bro? Nero, what's up, man? ¿Cómo estás? So we back in the show, and hopefully the audio is fixed. Let's see. Hey, Alex, now it's fixed. You see,
Hello,
we
hello.
back at it.
It's working now or what?
Yeah, it's working perfectly. I don't know what happened. Probably just,
Huh.
some content issues at the last minute. Always happen.
Oh, okay, okay.
No problem. So we back at it. So tell me about Greenland. So you were saying that the weather is could get to like 74 max, right? On the summer.
Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, at the moment it's around 8 degrees Celsius, like in the 50s
Got it.
Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're not walking around in shorts at the moment. So, and like in Nuuk, we'll probably get some snow here
Yeah.
around October. We actually did get snow in July,
Yeah.
I know, but like the snow that's staying usually comes in October, November. So there's still
Is
some time.
is there like a storms in there? Like, I mean, how? I mean, I'm sure you guys have storms in Nuke, and like, how big are they? Like, how many inches, or like, how big is it, and for how long as well?
It can also vary like a lot, but like my entrance where my door is, I mean, on the block that I'm living at, then some people basically get their whole shed like completely covered in snow. But that's also due to some like turbulence in the local area stuff and how the snow falls. But and those sheds are what 5, 6 feet or something. So,
Wow.
but like a storm, then I'm sitting here like converting to inches. I guess that's the most used metrics on your podcast, right? Um,
Yeah.
so like 2 feet ish, like when
Yeah.
it's going very well, 2 feet of snow.
Yeah. It's not that bad, actually. It's not that
No, I
bad.
mean then the snow accumulates over the season, of course. So we do get like a larger snow pack,
Mm-hmm.
but like from storm to storm, then like a good storm will bring you, yeah, a foot to 2 feet. Of course, it's
Mm-hmm.
way different on the East Coast. They get a lot more precipitation or rain or snow. So it is fairly dry actually,
Mm-hmm.
in like the climate here.
Mm-hmm. Question. What about the um, since it's really cold over there, a bit it's really cold. The weather is cold most of the time. It's cold. What resources you guys use? You guys still using oil, obviously. You're right, and you guys have Teslas driving around, or not really? What's
Mm,
the
I mean,
what is it like?
yeah, like the main electricity power source in Nuuk and the larger towns like Sisimiut and Ilulissat is hydropower. So the whole of Nuuk basically gets like clean energy from the hydropower plant. So the electricity I'm using right now for powering my phone and my lights is basically, yeah, green. I mean, it's basically water through a turbine.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well,
but for for heating, and then also I'm actually seeing a very good trend at the moment. Like more people are buying electric vehicles at the moment here,
yeah.
and of course, when you have hydropower to power them, then then it's good. But also for heating, I mean, Greenland is still like heavily dependent on fossil fuels to burn for heating. I live in a townhouse complex where we have district heating running through, and the
Hmm.
district heating usually is heated with hydroelectric power. So basically, a big electric kettle from the hydropower plant is heating up the water and sending the hot water into all the buildings to heat them up.
That's really interesting. Um, really interesting because you guys are still dependable then on oil, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I would say yeah, heavily. I was looking at some energy like uses, like all the energy we use in Greenland here today. And even though that we say, oh yeah, we have the good hydropower and stuff, then we also still have a big fleet of heavily polluting like fishing ships and all the other stuff. So
Mm.
still heavily dependent on fuel from the outside.
Yeah, I see from the outside. What about the pollution over there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, glaciers melting. Do you see anything like that?
Oh
How
yeah,
big is warming affecting Greenland? What you think since you live over there?
yeah. I mean, you can see well in Sisimiut, that's a pretty good example. We have like a fjord where we usually go out.
Yeah.
That usually freezes around December, but now sometimes you have to reach into like January. So like the season is getting smaller, like the very cold season,
Yeah.
and then yeah, you also have. I mean, we my parents have a cabin up near a big lake where there's also glaciers up and around, and we can tell from pictures, because we basically had that one since the 80s, and then you can see like the retraction of that particular glacier.
Wow.
So I mean it is happening, and also like we're getting some weird weather sometimes with like complete rain during December.
Hmm.
I think it was last year, like in Nuuk, it was just raining um like uh, Christmas Eve, which is not the Christmas that you would expect when going to Greenland. It was
Wow.
raining, pouring down. Luckily, I was in Sisimiut at that moment, and we got. I would not kid you not, like maybe yeah 3 feet of snow,
Wow.
just because it was a couple degrees colder up there.
Yeah, definitely. You guys depend on the weather over there. Definitely, you guys depend on the weather, and are used to living with the weather, basically.
Yeah, the the weather is basically determining what you can and cannot do.
Yeah, it's really, really
All
interesting.
yeah, also like when I have to plan to go to another town, you
Yeah,
always have to count in buffer days because of the weather. You could end up getting stuck in Gangatlussuaq and sit there
yeah,
and have fun
yeah.
for a couple days.
Is there
So
what I heard is when I was over there, I heard that there is like this is small, um, we can call it. I was gonna say shacks, but this is small like houses in there where you can go. Because if you're going to city, for example, you're going to your parents' city, you could stay in those houses. Is that true? And those houses were for shelter, right?
I'm not sure. Are you talking cabins or
Yeah,
like in the
cabins.
town?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
like in the nature or in the towns.
I mean the towns. If you're going from city to city, since how far is the city from your parents to Nuke, for example?
Uh, like a direct flight from Nuuk to Sisimiut is about 300, 400 kilometers.
Got it. Yeah, because everything is flying. I understand most of the thing is flying.
Yeah.
What what I heard on the north, especially in the north, that if you guys want to go from city to city, there were like shelters in places because you could get stuck in between. So you go into the shelter and then you stay there for like, how many until the snow passes and then you can proceed to the next city.
Yeah. I mean, well, for example, the example I will draw on will be Sisimiut to Gammelstock, which is
Mhm.
100 miles, like from
Yeah,
one town to another one.
yeah,
And a lot of people take that one. I've also taken it on dog sleds and snowmobile before. And
mm,
along that route, you have cabins,
cabins.
which also,
Yeah,
yeah, also a lot of people are using in the summertime. It's a very popular hiking trail, like the
yeah,
Arctic Circle Trek, something. But there you have cabins along the way.
yeah. That's what I was talking about. The cabins that you guys talking. It's
Yeah.
really cool actually. How was the dog sliding? How was it?
I mean, I really like it, but I also had a snowmobile before when I lived
Mm,
in Sisimiut, going to high
yeah,
school. So I would say it's a little easier to have a snowmobile because you don't have to feed it during the summer where you can't use it. So it's kind of, you know, but like going on dog sled is definitely like a chill experience if
yeah,
nothing dramatic happens, because it can also be very dramatic if you drive into another dog sled team, because those dogs, they are not pet dogs.
yeah. They're
They are
wild.
working dogs and they should be treated as such. And
Yeah,
they, because they can kill each other when
yeah.
they
It's
start
true.
fighting.
It's true. Um, Actually, it's asking: is there agriculture on Greenland? Do you see or produce any local vegetable or fruits or cereals? I think well, the thing that when I was over there, you guys import a lot of stuff. Well, tell us
Oh
about it.
yeah, yeah. But in southern Greenland, they actually do, like, they make some lettuces, and I actually also think they have cows. So they, but I'm not sure they produce any milk. But there's some, a little bit. Yeah. And then recently also, like, a local firm here has started to do some hydroponics, just to supply, basically a warehouse where they grow vegetables inside of it. I'm not sure how profitable they are, but they also do that. But like 90% of what we eat is imported, I would say, which is very sad, but that's just the reality.
Hmm.
So a lot of imported stuff.
So since it's imported, it might cost a lot of money, right? Like for example, how much is a liter of milk, a gallon of milk?
Mm, oh, a gallon. We don't have the gallons. We go with liters, which is like 1/4 of that.
Yeah,
So like a liter is 15 to 20 kroner. So like around
$10.
three, no, like $3, three some dollars for 1 liter.
That's not bad.
So you,
Dollars for a
no,
liter. That's not that bad. Yeah,
no, no, Julie.
no problem.
Okay. So yeah, about that. Yeah, like $3 for 1 liter.
Hmm.
So I mean, it is still more expensive than going through a
Right.
Danish supermarket and
Yeah,
seeing, like, I
yeah,
usually use spinach and like make a breakfast smoothie sometimes, and just seeing the prices, and I mean, I would pay like at least double that price.
yeah.
That's what I pay up here. Mm.
Yeah, the reason that I'm saying is that is not bad because I used to when I used to go to Alaska or Hawaii, a gallon of milk, which is like about like $5 to $6. Yeah,
Mm.
because every
Hmm.
remote in Hawaii or Alaska, especially even in Alaska. I remember my friend bought a watermelon, and it cost him $10. Okay, and it was cheap because the watermelon usually costs $35. What about?
Yeah, I mean, I bought a like a seedless watermelon yesterday, like about this size, and that was like $5 or something. But I also bought like a huge watermelon the other day, and there was like a 10 kilo one, which is like 22 pounds, so pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And that one was, yeah, $15 or $20.
So $15 for a watermelon.
Yeah, that was a very big one though, big one.
Yeah. I mean, some people in here are gonna
So
surprise my followers are from Latin America, and the watermelon in Latin America is about like what? No, even like $2 for one like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
basically go out in the backyard and cut it yourself.
yeah, basically is what it is.
Yeah.
Tell me,
So I
so
mean, it is very expensive, but you can live like if you want to live on a budget, you can just go the frozen version, and that is like comparable price. Well, comparable, but cheaper to go the frozen stuff way.
got you. So tell me, what are the benefits of living in Greenland?
What are the benefits? I mean, we don't pay property taxes on the
Hmm,
houses
yeah,
we have.
good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Wow.
um, and you can't own land. So I mean, I was in Colorado like for a
Yeah.
year during high school, and I remember one scenario where I was walking up in the mountains, and then suddenly a very angry person came down on his ATV with a handgun strapped to his torso and saying, "Get the hell off my land." I mean, that stuff you will not find here
Mm-hmm.
because you can't. I mean, both a plus and a minus.
Mm-hmm.
What other benefits? I mean, it's very untouched. I mean, I would say you rarely find like a country like this anywhere else on the planet where without there having been like peoples for a long time. So when you get like maybe even like 20 minutes outside of the town, then you're basically in, undeveloped land. So it's very untouched because there are so few people.
Wow.
Mm,
That's really interesting.
yeah.
That,
So I mean, it really depends on what you're looking for. I mean, some people would think that, oh, that's terrible. I would rather have, all the entertainment in the world, and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's why we have different kind of people. We have a city people. We have landscape
yeah.
people. We have uh, we have different type of people. So, but I'm sure if
Oh
anybody want
yeah,
to see Greenland, it's a beautiful place to go.
oh yeah. But yeah, don't expect that everything is developed and stuff, and that's kind of also the charm of it, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very, very untouched, and I also like it because there's a lot of, at least for me, I see it as being a place with a lot of opportunity for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like started investing more into like real estate rental properties and that type of stuff, and I can actually do that here compared to if I would do that in Copenhagen, then it would be out of my league, sort of say. So there are some benefits to it, I would say. But you also need to get out of Greenland,
Mm-hmm.
like at least once a year to like see something else, see some
Yeah.
other people, because when you're in Nuuk, you are in Nuuk. And if you don't have a boat, then you can't really sort of escape from it. You can't just take your car and drive to another place. You are where you are.
Mm-hmm. We have a question here, which is really
So
really funny. Mm-hmm.
mm,
Any more benefits? living in Greenland?
Mm, obviously, I mean, the reason why I'm living here is also because, I have lived here, and
Yeah.
at least for me, there's opportunities, and in the future, I will probably still have like a residence here and stuff, but
Hmm.
I would also like to have a vacation home in Mallorca and in Denmark. That would be nice. So you can get
Hmm.
like jump around a little bit.
You say Mallorca, which is a beautiful place too in Spain.
Oh yeah, it's very nice. I
Yeah.
really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Recently, you've been there, right? You just coming back. Yeah, coming back from vacations, right?
Yeah, I was there, what, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, and I'm fingers crossed because they're building a new international airport here in Nuuk, so you can fly directly to here. And they're in the works of hopefully getting like new routes to like North America. But I'm
Mm.
also hoping for like Southern Europe, so I don't have to go through Denmark if I want to go to Mallorca during fall or something.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question exactly. So, flying to Greenland, it's a little bit funny because you need to fly from Denmark, and they also you guys have flights from Iceland. Because I remember I came from Iceland when I went to
Yeah.
Greenland. Is there other more
hmm
routes that I don't know about?
Nope, that's it. That's the only gateway in, and it makes so like for an American tourist. I mean,
Hmm.
I mean, usually the Americans that come here have a lot of money, anyways. But
Hmm.
to fork out the extra, like what, 1,000 to 1,500 to go to Denmark first,
Hmm.
and you're basically flying over your destination when you're going there. I
Yeah,
mean, it doesn't really make any sense at all.
yeah.
So
I'm
I
sure
hope that
because
will be different.
like you said, they probably they making some routes in the future, right? We're gonna see more routes, definitely. Like you were saying, the one
Yeah,
from Spain, Mallorca to um, Greenland.
that is just in my own dream scenario. But I mean, I definitely think there is like customers for it here in Nuuk at least.
Hmm.
So I mean, maybe I would really love to have that option in the future, but
Yeah,
also to be able to go to the States. Like going to New York from here, that's basically a 4-hour flight.
that would be also. I will be there, like to Greenland
Yeah,
every time.
yeah,
That's for real.
yeah. So I mean, I really hope that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So,
helpful.
and
So we have a question here from the Neto WhatsApp. He said, finding a girlfriend must be difficult over there."
I mean, it is difficult to get a girlfriend anywhere if you don't know how to do it. No,
That's great.
but
That's a great answer. Here you go, Neto.
yeah, no, but I mean, it's possible, and also you can get the awkward moments of since it is such a small town,
Yeah,
then you meet the people afterwards if it didn't go well. So that's the downside of a like a small town.
yeah,
But I mean, comparing it to getting a girlfriend in Copenhagen, then I mean, of course there's fewer people here,
hmm,
but I mean I would say your chances are just as good. And I
yeah.
think the like coming from a foreign place, then it would even make it easier for you to say the least.
Mhm. Can
So
you see the
I wouldn't
like
say,
for Nuke?
yep, I really like the spelling on Nuke, but
Oh, you
yeah,
misspelled that.
yeah. But oh yeah, you can see the Northern Lights. So
Yeah.
it's
When is the
yeah,
season that you
you
could?
can. I mean, when it gets dark, but usually from like October-ish, October to April, May. So when there's not sun all the time.
Got it. So Octoberish till November,
Y-
right?
Uh, Yeah, like starting from October or November, and then going all the way through to April, May. That's when it starts to get very bright again.
Hmm.
It's basically as long as you have it like a clear sky and usually cold, and then also dark. You need darkness.
Obviously, yeah, to reflect those lights, those colors too. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So tell me about well, since you were living 15 years in Greenland, and what are the things that um, not that you don't like, but what are the things that you wish Greenland has?
Mm. Mm. I mean, like like when the discussion in Greenland is going on, who we could like emulate, then a lot of the talk is falling on like Iceland and like Norway. And I would say like getting the interconnected towns would be so awesome because it takes a certain type of person to be able to persevere in like a small town where you're not able to get out. You can get like a small like cabin fever. So I would definitely say the making the infrastructure better within the country
Yeah,
so you can get out more easily. What else? Basically, yeah, like infrastructure. Also, like taking an airplane directly to New York. I would love that, and that's hopefully gonna happen though. Mm, And then also, like we have roughly 19,000 people in Nuuk now, but I would say getting 50,000 or 100, then maybe that would add some like more things to do
mhm,
within the city, maybe. Mm,
yeah.
so
So more
I don't
connections.
know. Yeah, because you can feel a little isolated here at times.
Yeah. And you mentioned something
So, but
interesting. You don't have a boat, then you're gonna stay in Nuuk, basically.
yeah, yeah, and like a decent boat is $20,000, so
Yeah,
you definitely have to save up for that stuff.
got it.
So, but
Hmm.
yeah, I would say like more like better infrastructure within the city or within the town, and maybe like just having more people come over.
Got it. So you don't guys see too many tourists now for the pandemic. I bet you guys don't see too many tourisms, because of the pandemic, right? Or now, or it was the same. Tell us.
No, not really. I mean, it's usually there's uh, like a lot of cruise ships coming up, but there has been none like last year and this year. So, and no, not that many tourists like at all. Even though that we were probably one of the safest countries to be a tourist like the last year and a half
Hmm.
because we didn't get like a lot of contaminated people until like this July. That was when it really started with the Delta variant.
Hmm.
But before that, not really that much. So no, the tourist season has basically been wiped out. But then like local people has just starting to travel more within Greenland.
What
So
about everybody? Everybody in Greenland is well. Most of the people should be vaccinated by now, right? Or you guys start doing the process now.
mm, I think we're like 60 some percent of the way of everybody getting like in the age group getting vaccinated. Now they're also talking about vaccinating like kids down to 12 years old. So if they also have to be counted in there, we're probably half the way now, like 50, 60%. So it's going the right way because I have definitely, I mean, we have basically been living in a bubble up here with nothing. So we could do almost as much as we wanted to do. We didn't have to wear masks in the supermarket until lately. So we have been spared for the worst place because we basically just cut off the connection to the outside world.
More remote than you guys are now.
Oh yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that's been, I mean, it's been nice that you don't have to walk around and be so fearful. I mean, it's not like it's been in in Brazil and also in the States for that matter, in China and stuff, which is
Mm-hmm.
not that great, and we have not had it that bad here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone has died yet from it.
So yeah, yeah, I don't think like too many people has been infected, right, of COVID-19. I don't think so. The percentage is
No, I
really
think yeah, I mean, when you have a small population, then when you get a few people, then of course the percentage like is increasing a lot. But I think
quick. Yeah.
to this date, then 250 people or something has been infected.
Mm-hmm.
So not a whole lot.
Is
And
everybody in there is it mask free then?
at the moment, you don't have to wear a mask anywhere.
Got it. Definitely,
So,
I need to
but you
go.
do have to have, yeah, we have something like a Corona pass.
Like
So
a
you have to
yeah.
show, yeah, if you want to get into the restaurants. That they just enforced that here 2 or 3 weeks ago, that you have
Mm-hmm.
to show that if you want to go clubbing or go to a restaurant.
Hmm.
So
That's really.
it's still very free.
Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. Hey, so I have a guest, so we're gonna uh, let him pass into the chat right now. So I have a guest. Probably he has some questions for you. He's from Mexico. He's
Yep.
gonna ask you some questions too. So let's say hi to
Mhm.
Axel. Hey Axel, what's up?
Hey, can
What's
you
up,
guys hear
Axel?
me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna try to put the camera on. Hey,
Hey, what's
What's
up?
up?
hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm a little hotter here in Mexico than you. I
Oh.
will really appreciate if we can steal your weather during summertime here, but I guess we can't.
Mm, no, just use some more electricity on an air conditioner. I guess that's the only option you have.
Yeah, or drink water all the time. I have a
Yeah.
question. What do you think is the best time of the year to travel to Greenland? Like the best weather, or if there's like, I don't know, like a festival or a season during the year that it will be best to travel.
Yeah, I mean, I like the spring in April. It's very good because then you can go out and you can do the dog sledding. That's basically, it's very unique, and you also have a lot of sun, and it's reasonably mm, temperate. Well, it's like minus 10, 15 degrees Celsius at that time, and there are no mosquitoes because we do have a ton of mosquitoes, which is the other backside
Yeah,
of going here in, let's say, July. Even though it can be pretty, you can be you can be lucky with the time, but you also do have the mosquitoes. But I mean, I spent the month of May, in not the whole month, but like a week or something in Ilulissat, which is also like the tourist mecca of Greenland, I would say. Um, in May month, I mean, it was very nice. I mean, not a single mosquito, and it was pretty warm actually. And we could go out hiking and go look at the ice fjords and the icebergs and eat nice food. They have very good restaurants up there and very photogenic with all those icebergs. Go on some small cruises with boats. So I would say
is
maybe,
that where the
yeah, the
is that where the cruises land?
I mean, you have some cruises. Well, all cruises go to Ilulissat. Ilulissat is,
The main
if
port.
you go to Greenland, then I would say it's a main stop to go to Ilulissat. So yeah, I mean, Ilulissat is very pretty. It is.
Okay, I have another question. Great. I really like languages and learn about languages a lot. And what will you say if you guys have a funny word or like a coarse word that you would like to share?
Yes, it would be this one. It's
You guys can hear
Tendremos.
me?
Yeah,
Yep.
we hear you. 1 second, he's gonna ask.
If you want like a real, like a little sort of aggressive curse word, then it's Dolnasuk.
Like an a-hole?
Yeah,
A stole
basically
Maxuf?
like Dolnasuk. It's Dolnasuk. It's basically what you usually say that when you come from Sissimut. And what?
No, go ahead.
If I say it, will I get like arrested or they will pull me out of the bar if I say it?
No, you won't. No, they will probably
they will definitely
smile
laugh.
because yeah, they would laugh.
Okay.
It's kind of like when someone is doing something. Like, I mean, you say it a lot when you're dog sledding. My dad says it a whole lot because he can go a little bananas on the dogs when they're not doing, because you're basically, when you're going on dog sled, usually you have 12 to 15 dogs, and to orchestrate that orchestra, then sometimes, I mean, things are bound to go wrong, and when they go wrong, then you hear that word a lot, and it's so funny to watch. So the Dolnasuk is definitely one.
Yeah,
You can
imagine.
you can choose to use it. So
thanks for teaching us profanity on my
how
channel.
will you say hello, or a friendly way to say hello?
A friendly way to say hello is just hello. Basically, hello. The H.
Hello?
Hello. Hello. And then just,
hello.
like, how are you? Yeah, and then how are you? It's just
hello.
Yeah. Are you doing good? Then are you legit? Are you nghe?
Tell us how safe it's. People are asking right now.
But I guess if you go
Greenland.
to the tourist post.
1 second. A person from the chat is asking, how safe is Greenland? Do you ever get mugged?
I have never gotten mugged, to say it. And I'm a white person with blue eyes living in Greenland, so.
I understand.
So, but no, I mean, it's not very. I mean, I haven't, from all my friends, I haven't heard anyone who's gotten mugged, so it's not common. Of course, you have to, like, yeah, it is safe. I mean, you have to think.
One of the safest countries in the world, since it's just like 50,000 population, and yeah, it's one of the safest countries in the world.
Yeah, I mean, we do have, like, usually when the talk falls on Greenland, then you have a lot of like social issues and stuff, and that's something that's being battled with a lot, but that's not the same as you would be mocked in the streets. So it is very safe. I mean, you can walk with expensive cameras out as a tourist, and I mean, it's not like going to Egypt, for example. I've been there once and it didn't
Yeah,
really
me
feel
too.
that safe walking in the streets.
Me too. Believe me.
So
Okay, Axel, you got a question?
yeah.
Yeah, well, just I think you already answered this, but I was really curious about if you guys have seen a very dramatic change because of climate, because of global warming. But I think you already answered this. You talk about
I mean,
the glacier reducing. But I want to know if
yeah,
Iceland,
yeah.
not pardon me, not
And
Icelandic,
then
if the government of Denmark, of people in Greenland are fighting or are doing something to prevent.
Mm-hmm. So you want me to ask you the question again? Do you hear it?
I don't think you guys hear me. Did you guys hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you perfectly. I think is the we have internet issues, the connectivity issues with Axel right now. Axel, are you there?
Like,
Yeah,
can you guys
Axel.
hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, we hear you perfectly. I think it's Axel. Axel is having connectivity issues again.
Okay.
So 1 second. Axel, you back?
Okay. I'm gonna the question. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but
Yeah,
I'm going to log off.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay. Do you hear the question, Alex?
yeah, the climate change thing.
Yeah, so he was asking if basically if your government, what are your government doing to protect, this climate issues, and what is your government doing? That's what he was asking.
I mean, what they're doing is at the moment they are, like in Nuuk at least, they're pushing out, more, for example, electrical charging stations for electric cars. So we have seen actually more electric cars here, which is positive, and also getting the electricity, getting it from more green sources. I mean,
Yeah.
mainly hydropower, which is the preferred version. And then they also have some, how do you say, like some tests with wind turbines. Not that successful yet, but I
That's
think
interesting.
eventually it will happen.
At least they're doing some tests. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then a little bit of solar, some places. Recently, also at my job in Taylor, Greenland, we also have, because you can imagine supplying internet to like a country as large as Greenland with as few people, and I mean, you have internet connection all the way to Qaanaaq, basically north of Thule. So the places where we don't have the sea cable with internet, then you have to send it from mountaintop to mountaintop. Basically, small Wi-Fi extenders sending the internet connection all the way up the coast of Greenland, so they can get some YouTube and Instagram up into the northernmost parts, and then also satellite communication. But with all those huts up along, then we are in Tele now trying to make those run on more sustainable sources like solar and wind at the moment.
That's really interesting, man.
But yeah, but I would say that could be done more for the environment up here. But Greenland is still not like a developed nation; it's still a developing nation.
Got it. It's still developed.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really compare it to fully developed nations such as Scandinavia and the States. So we still have some other issues also, which is kind of, I mean, it is huge with the climate change. But
have you ever been in Iceland?
to Iceland?
Yeah.
Nope. I was, yeah, and I don't know why, but eventually I will get there. I think I got scared from the prices when I looked at it because I thought that since Iceland gets so many tourists, like comparable to Greenland, then at least they would have like cheaper prices.
Yeah.
But I mean, renting just a 4x4 car there for 2 weeks, I mean, it was just insane because I thought of doing the flying to Reykjavik and then driving all the way around Iceland.
Yeah.
But and I mean, I'm gonna do it at one point, but I haven't done it yet. But there's a flight from Nuuk that can take you there for
Mhm.
roughly the same price as going to Denmark.
Yeah. The reason that I was asking about Iceland because I wanted you to see the difference between Iceland and Greenland. And Iceland is a little bit bigger city. Obviously, it has 300,000 people. Um, the country of Iceland, and I think that Iceland eventually, Greenland is going to look similar to Iceland in the future. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so because they have their stuff going pretty well for them, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that Greenland is not trying to become Iceland in is with the tourism, like the tourist model.
Got it.
The tourist model to Iceland is basically mass tourism. I mean, there's 300,000 people, but they get around 1 million tourists a year, and the
Mm-hmm.
local population is starting to get a little tired of that.
Yeah.
And you can imagine if you just mainly deployed more mass tourism to Greenland in societies that are even smaller, then I mean, when you get a large cruise ship, sometimes then you basically double the population of that particular town that the people are walking into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really
So,
interesting.
but I would hope so that Greenland would become like Iceland. I would say, I mean, they have a pretty, at least now, and like their economy is pretty well, and I mean, they're doing good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing good, and definitely Greenland. I'm sure in the future is going to have more tourism, but like you said, you don't want the excessive tourism because it's 300,000 people, and they almost getting 700,000 people, so it's like double their
Hmm.
population. Yeah, which requires a lot of infrastructure, and yeah, I'm sure also the locals must be tired, like you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, but
we
I
have.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, like any like more tourists here would be beneficial. I mean, that's just it. But it is also a certain type of person that choose to come here as a tourist because like the very luxury places like they they can give you in Iceland, they they don't really exist here. Like going to like a Blue Lagoon and stuff. It's not. I mean, it's easier to come from, let's say, New York to Reykjavik for a weekend and have fun than going from like New York to Nuuk when it becomes possible.
Hmm.
Like the whole infrastructure thing again,
Hmm.
getting out to places. It's
Hmm.
it's a little more hard to do that here.
Well, we have Axel back. He's going to have some questions for you, and then I'm going to ask
Mhm.
you some questions too for you. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to tell me just two things. Okay? So I'm going to name you some things. So I'm going to give you, for example, a country name. Okay? And once I give you the country name, you're going to just name me two things. That's all. Okay?
To what?
Look, I'm gonna tell you a country name, for example, Iceland, and then you're gonna tell me two names or two things, whatever you want to tell me. Okay, just two things. That's all. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. We're gonna play around now. Let's first get Axel into the stage. Probably he's gonna have you one or two more questions, and after that, we're gonna play that game. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Hey Axel, what's up? You back?
Yep.
Hey, you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we hear you right.
Uh, yeah, just to apologize on the spelling of Nook. I am sorry. I think my phone was thinking that I was typing like
No problem.
a nuclear bomb. Sorry. Just the quick question. Quick question. Have you ever tasted Mexican food?
Oh yes, I have. I mean, when I was in the States, my host mom was from Mexico. So yes, I have tasted a lot of Mexican stuff. So, and I would wish it
Okay,
was
now
more
you
of
can
that
die a
stuff.
happy man.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys take care.
Okay,
Yeah.
have a
You
good
too.
one.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Alex, I think you're
Yep.
breaking up again. Can you just exit out and go back in real quick? Let's do it again so we can play this game.
All right. All right.
Okay. Okay. Alex, just he's going back, so he's coming back. So just one second. Let me read the comments on here in the section. Let's see. Let's say hi to everybody here. Okay. Hey, Cesar, what's up? Cesar, who else? Let's see. Hey, Axel, what's up? We have Axel, Cesar, everybody here. Yo, Nato, what's up? What's up? And everybody here in the chat room. And if anybody, like I said, have some questions in the Spanish, I'll be able to translate it, so no problem. Si alguna persona tiene preguntas, Carla, Claudia, si estás viendo el programa, yo sé que estás viendo, Claudia. Si tienes alguna pregunta, tú dinos en español y yo la traduzco a nuestro amigo Axel. Well, we're gonna get back Alex in the show right now. Hey, Alex, you're back now.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, kind of like you breaking up a little bit, but let's play this game. Okay. So I'm gonna name you a country, and you're gonna tell me two things about the country. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's play with. Let's start with Iceland.
Yeah, I would say Vikings and Icelandic horses.
A good one. Denmark.
Yeah, that's beer and pigs.
Pigs and beer.
Because there,
Denmark.
yeah, that's what they're known for. You know, Carlsberg and bacon, basically.
Greenland.
Uh, yeah, ice and a lot of nature.
Ice and nature. Great combination, though.
Yeah.
Spain.
I mean, at the moment, I'm thinking margaritas, but so I'm gonna go with margaritas and then beaches.
Oh, nice. United States.
Uh, like guns and Ford F-150.
Even specify 4 and 150.
Yeah, it's basically
Wow.
the American truck.
Yeah, got it. I understand. You're funny. Can you tell us about? We already played with Iceland, but we couldn't hear you that well. So I mean, Iceland. We're gonna repeat Iceland and Greenland once again because I don't think we hear you once again because you were breaking up. So let's do it again. Greenland.
That was ice and nature.
Got it. Iceland.
That was Vikings and Icelandic horses.
Got you. Yeah, we hear you perfectly now. Egypt.
Egypt. Uh, very salesy people and pyramids. I mean, I think I just had a bad experience with Egypt, but
I was gonna say that.
yeah, but like, no, I just didn't like, walking on the sidewalk and then people coming up to you trying to sell you stuff, and you know that since you're a tourist, then you'll get the worst price ever. And no, I didn't like it.
which is correctly fine. I mean, everybody could
Yeah,
have a good experience, bad experience. Anybody, it's part of the world, so this is what it is.
yeah.
Go.
Uh, I would say, but yeah, like Corona beer and yeah, tacos.
Corona beer and tacos. Oh my god,
Yep.
that's a good one. Let's see. Brazil.
Mm, the Amazon and Carnival in Rio.
Amsterdam.
A lot of weed and bicycles. I guess you can take in the red light district as well, but yeah.
Oh my god, you're funny. What about New York City?
Mm, uh, a lot of noise and tall buildings. Not to say that
Mallorca.
I want, yeah,
No, go ahead. Sorry.
uh, yeah, not to say that I won't go to New York, but I think a couple of days or a week there, and then that'll be fine for me.
Got it. Mallorca.
Mallorca, mm, like very beautiful and like nature-wise and everything basically, and yeah, a pleasant place to be. I really like it.
Nuke.
Mm, usually it's bad weather, but also yeah, bad weather and a lot of boating.
Got it. I like your answers though. You're really funny. Seriously.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, but you're also honest with your question. I mean, with your answers. So, um, so we are about to conclude this interview, and I was going to ask you, um, would you move somewhere else that is not, or probably you're used to it, but would you move out of Greenland, and will you move back to Denmark, or
Mm,
you think like uh, Greenland is already your home and you don't want to go nowhere else? Tell us.
I would say in the future, which is what I'll probably work towards, is maybe have like my residency here in Greenland, but then have like I would like to have an apartment in Copenhagen, for example, because it's a more of a stepping stone out to like other places in the world. And also because Copenhagen is a nice city, but well, I was there in July just for a little week, and I really like the town or no city, I guess, but I just couldn't see myself like working there. Nice for vacation, but couldn't see myself working there. Mm. So I guess I would like to have like some like vacation places out of Greenland, which
Hmm.
is definitely also something. I mean, you have to get out once in a while.
Will you
So
retire in Greenland?
if I'm planning on getting like social benefits, then I will probably not,
Can you
because
tell
then
us
it's.
tired? Probably because of the weather. Why?
I mean, it's also like it's more difficult to live here, so to say. Like if you're getting old and you have to like shovel snow and that type of stuff, then it might be easier to be, for example, in Denmark, where maybe it rains once in a while, but it's easier to get around and yeah, life in general would be easier, I would say. And
You
also
mentioned your
like, huh?
you mentioned your parents live in Greenland, right? In the south part.
No, they live in the like north of Nuuk,
Oh,
so
part.
like
Yeah.
north of the polar circle. But yeah, they
Yeah.
live there, and I would say, I mean, they're not going to retire here either. They're going to move to Denmark as well,
Got it.
because I
Hmm.
mean, you live in Greenland because of the like opportunities there are here, and the nature of it. But if you're gonna be like retired, and then I would definitely suggest that you move to like an easier place to live, if that makes sense.
No. It makes sense, definitely. Yeah, it makes sense. So Greenland, 15 years living in Greenland, and you don't plan to retire there. Uh, you say Copenhagen. You mentioned Copenhagen. Have you ever lived in Copenhagen in the past?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was born in Copenhagen,
Mm-hmm.
and I also lived there with my brother. We shared an apartment, and then I also did my studies a little north of Copenhagen. So I have lived there also quite a bit.
But you went to school in Greenland, correct?
Yeah, I went to like public school and high school in Greenland, and then I moved to Denmark to do university studies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had like I was in kindergarten a little bit in Denmark, and then I also did 2 years of public school in Denmark, because I mean we've been moving between Greenland and Denmark a little bit.
Question: hunting, is over there legal to go hunting and hunt polar bears, or go fishing? And what about hunting and fishing? Is it legal, or you need a permit too?
I mean officially you need a permit,
Yeah.
but I mean they're getting more strict with that. But
Yeah.
I mean for hunting reindeer, for example, you need a permit, but as a resident, then you can get a permit for I think it's like $20 or something. Then you can
Mm-hmm.
shoot. You basically walk down to any hunting store and get a gun. It's not like you need
Got it.
background checks or anything.
You mentioned in one of your videos that you bought a house. How easy is to buy a house over there? Or probably, you need to have some steps. You need to go through some steps. That's what I meant. And how expensive are those? Well, depends on the house, but a regular house is what I'm talking about. Regular citizen that wanna buy a house over there. How's the process, and how much usually costs a house over there?
Yeah, I mean the one I'm living in is like almost it's like 800 and some square meters, like two-story townhouse in like pretty well situated in Nuuk, and that was $320,000. Because I mean they're pretty expensive in Nuuk actually, and the last couple of years has just gone crazy
Hmm.
because
It's a
more and
good
more
place.
people are moving here. So, but I mean it generally follows like the same steps as getting a house in Denmark, because the system is kind of the same, and we also get our mortgages from like Danish mortgage companies. So, but the only difference is like when you buy a house here, you you don't own the land that you put in your house, so you don't have to pay property taxes either. And like when you buy a house here, then you buy the house. There's not a like an insurance that you get when you would buy a house if the house could risk falling down when you purchase it. When you purchase it, it's it's your problem when you have purchased it, which is not that great, I would say, because like the horror stories of people buying mold infested houses, then I mean once you've bought it, then it has to be very, very, very bad. But giving it back to the seller is almost impossible.
Hmm. Really interesting. Really.
Mm-hmm. But
Hmm. Um, Tell us anything else that you want to say about Greenland, and anything that you think like we didn't ask you about.
mm, I mean, like a little bit of culture, but that's maybe a little difficult to like talk about. It's easier once you see it, I would say.
Yeah, yeah,
It's mm, so, but
got it.
like Greenland is a lot of like nature. You have to love nature in order to live in Greenland well.
It's true. It's true what you said. You have to love nature in order to go to in order to go to Greenland, which is true.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are like compromising on other stuff. Like
it's true.
if you
You are.
enjoy festivals and stuff. I mean, there are some festivals, but it's not like it's happening every other week.
It's true. It's true. Thanks, Alex, for having me on my channel, man. For real, thanks for accepting the invitation. Seriously, thank you for that. Um, I know we took like an hour and a half from your time, and I'm sure we're gonna have you back on my channel. But before we end up the show, I have a few questions. Only two more questions for you, and then you're free to go.
Yeah. Yay! No, no, I really like this. It's been fun.
No, no, no. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for accepting the invitation, though. So my question is this: since you're living in Greenland, and you said you don't want Greenland to be Iceland in the future, right? Can you hear me, right?
I would say that, well, not in regards to tourism, but like any other aspect, then I think it's a good country to emulate,
Mm-hmm.
like the mass tourism talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So my question is this: basically, when you go to Greenland, whenever you go to Greenland, from Denmark to Greenland, what are the things that you recommend to any tourist to go? Any places, for example, you me as a tourist, I go to Nuuk. What are the
Hmm.
places that you must recommend that you said you have to go to this place in order for you to say that you know Greenland?
Yeah, I mean, when you go to Nuuk, then you basically get the city or the town version of what Greenland is, and when you go to smaller towns, then you would maybe experience a more like a more like the picture that you paint of Greenland from outside of Greenland. But like in Nuuk, then definitely go out in the fjords. That's like a must. Go to Rockwood and and eat some freshly caught fish. And then I would say like Nuuk, Ilulissat, and you could also stop by in Groelandia also just to experience like a smaller town.
Would you say again? Can you speak up a little bit more?
Like Nuuk and Ilulissat, and then Groelandia,
Got it.
which is up in the Disco Bay area. Also a very
Mm.
very pretty town,
You think that
but
people from
mostly
Greenland
just
are friendly too?
oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hmm.
If you come with the right intentions, of course.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure
but
Greenland.
yeah, but like it's mainly like a custom. You have to be nice to each other because you cannot afford to hate everyone around you because you will meet them in the local supermarket. That
Yeah,
is
so
also
you're gonna get to see them again, right?
exactly exactly. That is probably also one of the things that's difficult, you know, when you live in a smaller town. I mean, I would say you maybe get a little more mentally strong, unlike in a bigger city where you are basically anonymous. And if you do something stupid, then you just don't hang around in that area or hang out with those people anymore. Here, you will eventually meet them, and then you have to confront. So I would say you also get a little more mentally strong here, both from that and then
last time I went to Greenland, we stayed. I remember in this hotel, which it was a beautiful hotel. Don't remember the name by now. Probably is Ham's Edge, and I think, and they told me that there was only like two or three hotels. Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
Hans
now
Ede,
have
that's
Airbnbs.
the, yeah, I mean, in Nuuk, that's, yeah, you stayed in Nuuk. It sounds like in Hotel Hans
Yeah.
Ede, basically the larger one. But now we have gotten a lot of more like hostel-like places and like apartment rooms where you basically rent like a small apartment for a short-term stay. And then we also got a new hotel here in the anticipate how do you say that? Like in anticipation of the new
Anticipation.
airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the new airport. But that one is closed due to COVID because not that
Hmm.
many people moved in. So we have a few, like three now, four.
Three more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when I was over there, they were like, "Yeah, they only have two hotels." I was like, "What?" Yeah,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah.
was like, then when I walk around a little bit, because only we stayed one night in Nuuk, and then we left, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is really a small town," but it was a beautiful town. But we couldn't really go out because of the weather.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, we got there in a bad weather, but definitely I want to go back, and hopefully I get to see you over there.
Oh yeah, no problem. Then we'll go out in the boat if you come in the summertime.
No problem. And the summertime is now, right? Till November, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They take the, like we have to get our boat up in November
Mm-hmm.
because then the ice starts to come.
Yeah, true. Well, Alex, thank you so much for real. Man, we learned about Greenland a lot today, definitely. And I'm sure all my followers, I want to learn more about Greenland. And I'm sure probably they have some extra questions and um, probably going to have you back in the channel. Would you like to go back?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the first time where I'm basically like sitting and talking about Greenland like this, like getting questions and stuff. So hopefully next time will also be a little bit better. Because I mean, you basically you learn more about your own country when you get those questions, and I don't get them asked that often. So it's I really like it.
I'm glad you did like it, bro. I'm glad you like it, and definitely we're gonna have you back in the channel. Definitely, we're gonna have you back in the channel because I know um, people right now are at probably we have some, since I have a Latin channel, probably have some Spanish questions in there, and I'm sure because I do this. My channel is usually around like 10 o'clock, which is like around midnight in Greenland or 1 o'clock in Greenland. So
Hmm.
we're going to have more people who's going to rewatch this interview, and I'm sure they're going to have more questions for you. So if we can have you back next month, it will be also too.
Yeah, we can do something. We can just figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Well, Alex, thank you so much. Seriously, thanks for accepting the invitation, and definitely we're going to have you back. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Anything
Well, thank you for
you
having
want
me.
to say? Anything that you want to say? And also, let me share your YouTube channel so everybody can follow you. While I want to show you your YouTube channel, just say whatever you want to say on this channel. Probably tell us what are you on Instagram, what are you on YouTube. I don't know if you have Twitter. Just tell us.
Yeah. Well, basically, I mostly use like Instagram. I also use Facebook a little bit, but then I would say it gets a little too personal because I'm having like a lot of people actually contacting me. Hey, how do you get to Greenland and stuff? And I would rather do that on like Instagram. I feel a little more anonymous there, to be honest. So like definitely hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions or anything. And that's basically just that Alex Amasa, my middle name. Uh, yeah, and then yeah, I do some videos on YouTube. Basically, just started off for fun, but it seems like people like watching them, so I'm gonna continue doing that. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna show your channel right now so everybody can follow you. Just 1 second, and I'm sure. Yeah, we heard you. Let's see now. That's his channel right now, su canal de YouTube. Ese es su canal de YouTube from Alex Amasa. That's his channel in there. Um, since when you started this channel? Is how long it's been?
I mean, it was what, last year, I would say, like
Yeah,
in
really
like
last
June.
year. I've been following you for about like 8 to 9 months.
Yeah. So it is getting better, with sitting there and looking into the camera and talking to it. So that's nice.
Yeah. So that's his channel. Everybody, if anybody want to follow him, Alex Amasa Olsen. So just follow him on YouTube. Also, he's on Instagram, like he said. What's your Instagram channel again?
Um, that's just Alex Amasa, like my first name and middle name, Alex Amasa.
Alex. So Alex Amasa is on Instagram and YouTube. If you guys want to follow him, he has some really interesting topics like how to invest in. And he has I remember you post something how to invest in Greenland. You also put in there one of your videos in there. Buying a house, look in Greenland. He's really interesting. His channel is really interesting, and definitely it caught my attention. And I'm one of your number one followers, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I actually also got like a coworker at my job.
Yeah.
I don't know him like personally, but he came over. Hey, you do videos on YouTube, right? Oh yeah, yeah. And then we started chatting a little bit because he was also interested mainly in the like investing stuff in Greenland. So I get those once in a while.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, that's his channel. If anybody want to follow him, that's his channel. Well, Alex, thank you for accepting the invitation once again, and hopefully we're gonna have you back, right?
yeah, we will for sure.
Anything else you want to say
So and
before you go?
yeah, like thank you for having me. It's the first time that yeah people are showing interest in doing stuff like this. So it's definitely an experience, I would say. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but I can also feel that I'm getting a little tired now. I woke up very early uh, yesterday to make breakfast for my girlfriend, so I'm lacking in sleep, which is why
No
I'm
problem.
probably getting a little slower now.
No problem, man. Thank you. Thank you once again. And like I said, you're always welcome in this channel. And don't forget also to subscribe and be part of the grouping here.
For sure, for sure.
Have a good one, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye. Have a So that was Alex Amasa Olsen. He's from Greenland, and today we talk about Greenland, and we did a kind of a different channel, different. Um, we did a different show today, Plus, it's in English, it's not in Spanish. Well, it's in Spanish and English at the same time. It's a bilingual channel, and I'm glad you guys follow me, and I'm glad you guys watching my videos right now. We have 25 people watching us right now, and uh, my interview. I hope you guys like the interview. Seriously, Alex is a really interesting person. He has some interesting topics in his channel, and really caught my attention the first time I watched him on YouTube. I've been following him for about 8 to 7 months, about, and it was really interesting watching his channel. Because I've been in Greenland, like I said, I've been in Greenland about 14 to 12 years ago because I went back. I went back to Greenland. I've been in Greenland more than twice, 3 times I've been in Greenland total, but it was because of my job. I went to Greenland. I used to work in this base, an American base. So I used to work over there. And I worked there for 6 months in the north part of Greenland. So I'm going to show you guys where I used to work so you guys have an idea where I used to work. I'm going to show you right now. So I worked there for 6 months and then I went back for 4 more months. So let me show you. Where is it? Tool or for space. Let's see. I'm going to show you guys here. I'm going to show you the map where it's exactly. Well, Alex, like I said, it's a cool dude, and I'm glad he accepted the invitation. And I'm going to show you guys where it's this base. Right now it's loading. The computer is loading. Just 1 second. Okay. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. So I used to work in this base. It's Tool Air Base Airport. So I used to work in this base. Let me show you. Let me minimize this so you guys could see it. You see, it's right on the northeast part. Well, in Greenland will be the northwest part of Greenland here. And Nuuk, where Alex is from, it's from the south. He's from here, Nuuk. You guys see it? It's the green part too. That's why they call it Greenland. The Vikings used to call it Greenland because it's kind of green. You see that? So he worked over there. And I used to work here. And we only stop in Nuuk once. That's all. So only being in Nuuk just once. And I want to go back actually. And hopefully I'll go there this year, or I'll be there next year for sure. And I'll be visiting our friend Alex from there. Well, today was a different show, like I said. A show where I hope you guys learn more about Greenland, more about the culture, more about the people, more about the food, you know, which is really interesting. Alex ate some polar bear. Alex ate polar bear, which I was surprised. I didn't think he was gonna say yes to the question. Yeah, one of the followers asked if Alex ate polar bear, and he said yes. He affirmed it. I was like, oh wow, you ate polar bear. I was like, I can't believe it, and he did. Anyways, guys, that was just show for today about Greenland. I hope you guys like it. Let me just go back at it. Okay. Hope you guys like it. This show is live every day, and I'm sorry about the connectivity issues. You know, everybody has connectivity issues sometimes, you know, and I'm sorry about it. And we're gonna try to fix the connectivity issues in the future. And I'm glad you guys like this channel. Now I'm gonna do the Spanish version to my Spanish followers. Muchas gracias a todo el mundo por haber entrado a nuestro show. El día de hoy hablamos de Groenlandia. El nombre de Groenlandia y Greenland es muy diferente. Greenland como de verde, y en español es muy, muy diferente, que se llama Groenlandia. A todos mis televidentes, a todos mis seguidores, se les agradece por seguirnos. Yo sé que mi canal se trata más en español, pero también tengo invitados que no hablan el español, así que tenía que hablar en inglés. Y vamos a hacer este canal un canal bilingüe donde todo el mundo puede ingresar, donde todas las personas podemos decir nuestras opiniones y donde todas las personas tienen derecho a preguntar muchas cosas de Groenlandia. Como tal vez no escucharon bien, yo y Alex, bueno, Alex yo lo conocí por la plataforma de YouTube hace mucho tiempo, hace 8 meses atrás. Y yo trabajé en Greenland hace como unos 12 a 14 años atrás. Y conozco Greenland, he ido más de 2 veces. Total he estado 3, pero la tercera no lo cuento porque solamente estuve ahí un rato y me fui. Bueno, en verdad estuve como 2 meses, pero no salí de ese lugar. O sea, me quedé en la base. Una vez más voy a mostrar el lugar donde yo trabajé. Trabajé en el norte de Tool, Air Force Base, ahí trabajé. Y Nuuk está aquí, ¿no? Y solamente visité Nuuk. Estaba como una semana en Nuuk, pero no salimos por el clima. Pero en fin, gracias amigos por haber entrado al canal. De verdad, discúlpenos si es que no entendieron la entrevista. Voy a coordinar con una agencia para que nos ponga los subtítulos en español. Para que nos pongan los subtítulos, estoy coordinando con una agencia para que pueda traducir todo lo que yo digo. Entonces estoy trabajando con esa agencia. En el futuro será, pero no por ahora, pero estoy trabajando con eso para que traduzca la mayoría de mis videos, porque la mayoría de mis invitados van a hablar inglés, la mayoría de ellos. En fin, muchísimas gracias amigos por haber entrado. Now voy a cambiarlo al inglés para despedirme de mi público y hasta luego con todos ustedes amigos, de verdad. Muchísimas gracias por seguirlo. A ver. Now, that was the Spanish version uh, um, for all my Spanish speakers. Well, thank you guys for being in this show. Like I said, I hope you guys learn more about Greenland today, more about the culture, the people, the food, and everything about Greenland. If you guys have any questions, just post it on the comments for later on. You guys can watch this video right now. We're live, but we could do this. You guys can repeat this video, can watch it again once this video is posted. I believe in the next 5 minutes. Well, anyways, guys, I appreciate for being here, and thank you for everything. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Okay. Inkahustler is out.